Hey guys, what's up? I'm gonna do my morning reading right now. It's been a while since I got up in the morning, or got up from bed, but my morning for today. Um, I was up a little bit tonight. Um, I want to do my morning reading. Um, Psalm 51, verse 16. Free me from the guilt I got with through bloodshed, God, my Savior, my saving God. And my tongue shall praise loudly for your righteousness. Praise loudly your righteousness. I guess that is something I should put up there. So I'm gonna talk about my brother right now, because my brother, he isn't like such a bad guy, really. He hasn't done quite a lot of bad things. He seems to be more like the guy who kind of like holds all his aggression inside until he suddenly just starts to maybe like do something really bad, okay? Do something really horrible, okay? He did do some things that was a little bad. But my brother, he hyperventilates. He hyperventilates because he gets anxiety. And he seems to have a lot of problems with his leg. His leg is he was born with a leg that was shorter than the other one. This leg is giving him quite a lot of trouble. He had to like extend his leg when he was a kid, so he had to wear like this metal thing around his leg. Um, that there was he had to put like this steel kind of like he had to put this steel rods through his leg, like it did. That was like the operation. That was the surgery, right? That was the thing they did during the surgery. They put steel rods through his leg. And this guy had to like do Mac workout like his leg every single day, for like years, or for like a half a year or something. Like he had to use this like these things, and he had to like pull long. He had to like extend his leg every single day. It was meant to like make his bones grow longer. And so he was in pain every single day, okay? And he was actually using quite a lot of like this uh, um, he was using quite a lot of these These painkillers, and so you know it was kind of like bad. um he had to go to Oslo quite a lot to go to the hospital, um and do surgeries and stuff. um and this guy, um he suffered. He suffered quite a lot, and it was basically just non-stop, non-stop. So basically, he has had a very rough life. He was in a wheelchair for quite a lot of time, you know. So he suffered quite a lot. So when I was a kid, I was kind of like, I was good, you know. My health was sort of like good. There was some things that wasn't so good. There was the fact that I was between my older brother and my younger sister, and together us three we were like the youngest ones in the family. Um, my little sister was doted on by my parents, and she had a lot of friends. And my older brother, was doted on by the community. Everyone in the community knew who my brother was, and they were like always asking for him. You know, there was always like um, um, feeling sorry for him and being nice to him and stuff. And both my brother and my sister had friends in the family, so had everyone else in the family except for me. I didn't have any like at my own age in the family. I didn't speak to anyone like, at my I didn't speak to anyone in the family really. When I got to school, my best friend became the most popular kid at school. Basically, I think so. I wasn't really noticed. So both in my family and in at school, I wasn't really noticed. I wasn't really like thought so much about. I guess there were some people that tried to help me, but like there wasn't a lot. And I got tuberculosis several times as a kid. It was kind of like terrible. I had anorexia and bulimia several times as a kid. I, I was a beautiful kid. I was a beautiful kid, but I wasn't really noticed anyways. I wasn't really noticed anyways. And then after a while, I started singing. I was singing, I was singing to comfort myself because we didn't really have any access to like TV or newspapers or anything like that. So there was nothing really that comforted me. There was nothing really that made me happy. We didn't have access to computer, like a computer with internet with good internet or like a computer that we had access to anyways. There was little games, but that made me happy as well. Games made me happy as well, but I wasn't good at games. My brother was good at games, and so I comforted myself by singing. by singing, but I couldn't ever have any joy from, you know, getting noticed for making songs, and I did make songs. I did make songs as a kid, and after a while, I started getting my comfort from watching movies, because I recognize myself in these movies again. So my brother, he's mostly had a terrible time. Um, but after a while, I got a lot of trouble with forgiving people, forgiving my friends, and forgiving my brother, and forgiving my family, forgiving everyone, forgiving my community, forgiving most people, because I was treated horribly ever since I was a little kid. There was not a lot of love. There was not a lot of care. There was not a lot of uh, there was not a lot of anything. Not a lot of anything. So that's it. So we were also a poor family. We were a poor family, but I think my mom kind of like, and mom and dad used a lot of money on my brother's operation surgeries, and also on there was a lot of money that was used on food. There was a lot of money that was used on actually, this is because none of us kids were in any way kind of like good at like working in at the farm or anything like that. My dad would start like using a lot of money on machines as well, and so you know we were poor as well, But my brother and me, we were always together. We were always it was always the pair of us two. We were always together. We were always like going around and having fun together, and like talking to people, and being friends, and like being brothers, and taking care of each other and stuff like that. So there was a little bit like that, okay. There was a little bit things like that, okay. We were friends, and I was friends with my little sister a little bit, a little bit. But I was horrible to my little sister. I was horrible to my little sister. Um, I didn't have that many friends when I was a kid either. So I threw a lot of tantrums when I was a kid. I was really angry, and that's it. That's it.